answers to me.
Marvel just dropped a new look at Avengers Doomsday, and this might have completely changed how we see Doctor Doom. From Doom overpowering Thor to the Avengers, Fantastic Four, and X-Men finally colliding, there are some details in this trailer that could reveal exactly how dangerous this movie is going to be. And trust me, the final detail might be the biggest clue of them all.
Hell answers to me. For I am Doom.
That might be the most important line in this entire special look, because for the first time, I think Marvel is showing us exactly what kind of villain Doctor Doom is going to be. And I really don't think this movie is really about the Avengers trying to stop Doom. I think it's about Doom deciding that the entire multiverse has become something that needs to be corrected. And if I'm right, Avengers Doomsday is going to get a lot more personal than we expected. The new special look gives us another glimpse at Avengers Doomsday, which hits theaters December 18th, 2026. And this time, Marvel is giving us much more of Doom himself. We're seeing the main MCU heroes collide with the Fantastic Four's world, while the returning X-Men are pulled into the same conflict. But after watching this footage, I don't think Marvel wants us to see Doom as just another giant CGI villain waiting to destroy the universe. And that's where my first theory starts. Theory number 1. Doom's history with Reed Richards is going to be the emotional core of this movie.
He used to be kind, he used to be caring. And then, everything he loved was taken from him.
Sue's narration is extremely important here. She describes Victor as someone who used to be kind, someone who used to care. Then she says everything he loved was taken from him.
I knew he was lost, but I did not realize that he was broken.
And finally, she admits something that honestly makes Doom more disturbing. She knew he was lost, but she didn't realize he was broken. My read on this is that Marvel is deliberately giving Doom a tragedy that connects directly to the Fantastic Four, and I don't think that's accidental. In the comics, Doom and Reed Richards have one of Marvel's most complicated rivalries. They're both brilliant and incredibly ambitious. But Reed believes knowledge should be used to understand the universe, and Doom believes knowledge gives him the right to control it. That difference has always been the heart of their relationship. So if this movie establishes that Victor once had a genuine friendship with Reed and Sue, then Doom's hatred becomes much more personal.
Victor, did you do this?
And that could explain why Reed is the one demanding answers. That's not how you talk to a random supervillain. That's how you talk to someone you once knew, someone you trusted, someone you thought you could reach. I think Marvel is setting up a situation where Reed might genuinely believe he can save Victor, and that could make their eventual confrontation much more painful.
All of you have lived stolen lives.
Theory number 2. That line is probably the biggest mystery in the special look. What exactly does Doom mean by stolen lives? My theory is that Doom believes the existence of these heroes is fundamentally wrong. Think about what's happening. Different universes are colliding. Characters who belong to completely different realities are suddenly occupying the same space. We've already seen how dangerous incursions can be in the MCU, and Doom has always been the kind of character who believes he can solve problems that everyone else is too afraid to touch. So what if Doom sees the multiverse as a cosmic mistake? What if he believes these universes have stolen people, identities, futures, and lives from each other? From his perspective, he is correcting reality. That's what makes the line so interesting. He doesn't say, "I'm going to kill you." He says, "Give them back." That sounds less like a threat and more like a judgment. I could see the movie revealing that Doom has discovered something about the multiverse that the Avengers don't understand yet. Maybe he believes the incursions are inevitable. Maybe he's already seen countless realities collapse. Or maybe his personal tragedy convinced him that the multiverse itself is responsible for taking everything from him. And if Doom thinks he is restoring reality rather than destroying it, that makes him much harder to reason with. Because in his mind, he's the hero. Theory number 3. The Sentinels are about more than just giving the X-Men something to fight. This might actually be one of the smartest choices Marvel has made with this crossover, because Sentinels aren't just random robots. They represent an entire history of mutant persecution. For years, the X-Men have been fighting a world that fears what they are, and now Doom has access to the ultimate weapon designed to hunt them. I think Doom is weaponizing that history. Imagine bringing together the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, and the X-Men, and immediately putting the mutants in a situation where the same machines that once hunted them are now under Doom's control. That creates instant tension. The heroes might all have the same enemy, but they don't necessarily trust each other. The X-Men could look at the Avengers and wonder why they weren't enough to stop this before. The Avengers could see the mutants as another unpredictable variable, and Doom gets to stand in the middle of that chaos. There's also something very important about Doom raising the Sentinels himself. He's not just controlling technology, he's combining science with what appears to be supernatural power. And that is very comic book Doom. He's supposed to be one of Marvel's greatest scientific minds, but he's also deeply connected to magic. That's what makes him terrifying. He's not the best scientist or the best sorcerer. He's both. And if this special look is showing us Doom effortlessly overpowering Thor and then commanding an army of Sentinels, I think Marvel is telling us not to underestimate him. Theory number 4. The real weapons in this movie might be the families. Look at the footage carefully. Steve Rogers holding his baby. Thor with Love. Scott Lang with Cassie. Johnny Storm holding Franklin. These aren't random shots. At least, I don't think they are. My theory is that Doomsday is going to force these characters to make choices that aren't really about winning. They're going to be about who they're willing to lose, because Doom's entire motivation appears to be connected to loss. Sue talks about everything Victor loved being taken from him, and then Doom talks about stolen lives. So the movie keeps connecting Doom's ideology to family, identity, and loss. That feels deliberate. Imagine Steve being forced to choose between saving millions of people and protecting his child, or Thor having to choose between fighting Doom and protecting love, or the Fantastic Four realizing that saving their universe could mean sacrificing their own family. Those are the kinds of choices that actually hurt. And that's why I think the Fantastic Four could be especially important. They aren't just another superhero team, they're a family. So if Doom's story is built around losing the people he loved, then Reed, Sue, Johnny, and Franklin represent everything Victor believes was taken away from him. And that could make the final confrontation between Reed and Doom incredibly personal. When you put all 4 theories together, the bigger picture becomes pretty clear. Doom isn't simply trying to conquer Earth. He appears to be dealing with the multiverse itself. He's connected to the Fantastic Four. He's using the X-Men's Sentinels. He's confronting Thor and the Avengers. And he's surrounded by imagery of families, children, death, and loss. That makes me think Doomsday is being designed less like a traditional superhero movie and more like the beginning of a catastrophe. Because we already know this story leads into Avengers: Secret Wars in 2027. And I don't think Doomsday is going to give us a clean victory. If Doom wins, the multiverse could be fundamentally changed. If the heroes win, they might still have to destroy something to prevent something worse. Either way, I think the ending is going to leave the MCU in a completely different state. And that's probably the biggest feeling I took away from this special look. This feels darker, but more importantly, it feels personal. The first thing that caught my attention wasn't even Doom overpowering Thor. It was Sue talking about Victor before he became Doom. Because that tells me Marvel doesn't want us to see a monster who was always evil. They want us to see a man who believes the universe took everything from him and decided he was going to take control of the universe in return. Out of all my theories, I think the strongest one is the stolen lives idea. Because that line connects almost everything we've seen. The multiverse, the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the families, and possibly even Doom's origin. If Doom genuinely believes these heroes are living lives that don't belong to them, then we're not looking at a villain trying to destroy reality. We're looking at someone trying to rewrite it. And honestly, that's much scarier. Because if Doom is right about something, the Avengers might not even realize they're fighting the wrong battle. So now I'm curious what you think. Do you think Doom is trying to save reality in his own twisted way? Or do you think stolen lives means something much more personal? Because if Marvel is really going where I think they're going, Avengers Doomsday might not end with the heroes defeating Dr. Doom.